So it was definitely tricky.
Okay.
Right? When I say tricky is I had to watch my back.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that that I was operating like that, my mindset switched to make sure certain things were guaranteed. Right?
Okay.
Meaning, I had to make sure my work and quality of my craftsmanship was A1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, somebody complained, then I'm in trouble.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So I had to make sure that was set up straight and proper, and then just making sure that we always had good communication. Good customer service.
Okay.
With the clients, good relationships, and stuff like that.
Well, hello there, Flawless family. It is I, Tiara Walker Holloway, and we are back again for another episode of Flawless Living, Made Simple, Winning Mindsets. Thank you so much for joining us. And guess what? Last time, if you guys were watching, I kept saying episode 12. No, baby, that was episode 13. So today, celebrating our Black History Month and continuing with our wealth series, we are happy to welcome Antonio West, my #1 Class A contractor in and around Hampton Roads and licensed entirely throughout the state of Virginia. So this is Antonio West, Outer Mind Enterprise. Hey, Tony! All right, so you and I have known each other now and have been working together since 2017. I mean, just think about it. And we actually met on a flip deal. You remember that?
Yeah.
We met on a flip deal in Norfolk. And at that time, you were telling me that you had already been in business for several years.
Right.
So in order to get into your winning mindset today and to introduce the people to Outer Mind Enterprise that don't know about you, because on the low, your company is quite well known. Tell us a little bit about what got you into the contracting business, period.
So I wanted to be an architect since I was 5. And ever since then, buildings, structures, designs have always intrigued my mind. And so I just never let up on what I wanted to be. So when I went to college, I went for engineering. So I have my computer drafting degree. So I used to do blueprints for all this stuff. And sitting behind the desk got boring. It got boring for a while, doing blueprints and 3D modeling. So I went and took the initiative to actually start building on the production side.
Right.
So it got me here, and we've been in business for a while now.
Yep, absolutely. So now when I met you originally, so we know that you originally were just starting out, you went into architecture. What made you make the switch to get on the contracting side as far as mentally, right? Because when I met you, you were a Class B contractor and you've been in business for a while. So how long overall have you been in business in Hampton Roads anyway?
Been in business overall 12 years.
12 years. And so in the time since I've known you, I've watched you go through the process from going from Class B to Class A. So meeting you in 2017 being Class B, what did it take for you to get there? Right? Because there are a couple classes. The whole thing about us having the wealth series, for all you viewers out there, is the fact that in these industries where we know there is a need for more information, more access, and more of us doing and taking advantage of these well-paying opportunities, right? That you can really create a legacy for yourself. Let's talk about and let's get into what you made the switch. And so when you initially came in, if you guys don't know, and this is something newer to me, so Tony will correct me if I'm wrong, when you first come in, you go through different classes to get up to a Class A contractor. So now being a Class A contractor, let's talk about your entry into the business, right? As a Class C, how did that go? And then going to Class B and then finally taking the leap to actually become a full Class A contractor, which would be the maximum of what you could be in order to do any type of job. Am I correct about that?
Right. So
okay.
I'm gonna double back a little bit and just make a little bit of corrections. So
Correct me so we can know. When am
I started when I originally started. I didn't have a license.
Okay.
And when I knew I needed a license, I was $250,000 in profit.
Okay.
And knowing that, the different type of licenses there are in contracting, of course, A, B, and C licenses. The only difference with the licenses are the revenue generation.
Okay.
So C being the lowest class, I was already out of that bracket of profit to even have that license.
Okay.
So I couldn't have the C because I was already, over 250,000 in profit.
Okay.
So B was a larger profit scale on the amount you can have per job per year.
Okay.
And so that's why I fit in at the time. And just over the time, it got to the point where I needed to expand the license because we were growing to that point of reaching our cap for the Class B license as well. Now getting that license it definitely took a lot of studying, a lot of hard work. You have to know what you're doing. Mostly they test you on how to actually operate a business.
Okay.
Besides the skilled trades part, that's another actual separate test for the license, and it's called your specialty test.
Okay.
And so once you take your specialty test will classify you in what you are classified to do as far as drywall, plumbing, roofing, electrical. In our case, we became general contractors, so we have the capability of taking on any job.
Okay, so now, thank you for correcting that and letting us know that you just skipped right over the lowest level because you was already there. Okay, now tell us though, seriously, so where did you end up? Because like you said, you actually said that you started off unlicensed and were already above 250,000 in revenue generated by the time you actually started getting licensed.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us, where did you gain the capability to practice the skilled trade? Like what gave you either the education, but also the confidence to just go out there unlicensed and be working on people's stuff? So tell us, because I know now, and the reason I can say this is because we work together, right?
Right.
And I know how much of an advocate Tony is for people getting their licenses. And I know that there's more to the story. So here on Winning Mindsets, we're going to get into it. So tell us, where'd you get initially the skilled trade to be able to begin operating as a general contractor? And then what gave you the confidence to be able to continue going? Obviously, you did well with it because you were able to navigate those pitfalls. Right. Tell us about it.
So it was definitely tricky.
Okay.
Right? When I say tricky, is I had to watch my back.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that I was operating like that, my mindset switched to make sure certain things were guaranteed. Right?
Okay.
Meaning, I had to make sure my work and quality of my craftsmanship was A1, right? Mm-hmm. Because if not, somebody complained, then I'm in trouble.
Right.
Right. So I had to make sure that was set up straight and proper, and then just making sure that we always had good communication. Good customer service.
Okay. With
the clients, good relationships, and stuff like that. Pretty much, that was pretty much the main key.
Okay.
Was making sure, we had exceptional work to where they were over pleased.
Okay, and so how did you gain the experience for the trade though?
So gaining the experience actually, like I said, I came from engineering, so I have a degree in computer drafting. So I used to do 3D modeling and blueprints for, commercial and residential buildings as well. So I knew what it was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. So gaining the trade and the skills actually was mostly self-taught. I've had uncles in the field.
Okay.
That was 30 years skilled. Most of these people back then, when I was coming into the field, were already in their upper ages, coming to the end of their careers and retirements and stuff. So I picked up most of my knowledge through them.
Okay.
And then I perfected it on my own.
Okay.
And then mostly, like what I do now, I'm helping people get their contractor license. And one thing that I have them focusing on is certain ways to learn. I showed them I showed them a program, and it's on TV. You can pull it up. It's called This Old House.
Okay.
And This Old House is pretty much a group of contractors that go around the world and do the same thing we do.
Okay.
You know, now the difference is this TV show, it teaches you hands-on. Even if you're not there, you can feel like it's hands-on because they show you hands-on. They explain it. They have cut-out sections and views of materials. In everything.
Okay.
And so they explain everything to code, to building code as it should be. And so that is another way that I, kind of up a lot of my skill set.
No, you know what? That's dope.
But I had to self-teach myself a whole lot, in order to know how to operate as a general contractor versus just a regular, paint contractor or individual specialty contractor.
Okay, and so that is that's super dope. And the interesting thing about what you said is that number one, mentors and the power of mentors in your business and in establishing yourself as a contractor. You had uncles and family members that were able to mentor you, and you watched them do the work and learned under them to do the work.
Right.
So we know that would say that mentors have been extremely important.
Yep.
In the way that you've been able to conduct business throughout the years, right?
Yeah. And it worked hand in hand because we, like I said, I learned most of a lot of the skills that I know through, those type of people. But then these uncles and them also gained leverage from me because they didn't know how to read blueprints,
Right.
So we pretty much exchanged minds.
Right. Okay, and that's dope.
It became a benefit to them and me, but more so me moving forward,
That's dope. That's super dope. Okay, so that's good. So you were able to bring your skill set that you gained in formal education to those family members and mentors, or rather your family members and uncles that may not have had that skill. You added to what they had, and they were probably able to go further in the moment. And it's allowed you to go further in your business.
Right, correct.
And then the second thing you said is that you used the experience of overall general contractors that was probably accessible on YouTube or on television, that was really a blueprint itself into how to properly do business, right? Because we know sometimes those uncles, they be knowing, but they be using some wild materials sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta watch out for that's why you gotta know what you're doing.
Right, absolutely. Okay, so you came in, you had your mentorship, you had your skill, you jumped on the Class B, just working, grinding, okay? And then you went forward, you said, at a point to be a Class A contractor. So now you also explained to us that it's a combination of your revenue share, and then you taking specialty tests and tests to run a business, right?
Right.
So then what would be required to then go to a Class A contractor?
So you have to, if you don't have a license, your first step is to take a 8-hour pre-licensing course.
Okay.
Right. You take that. You can take that online, or you can take it in person. In person, I believe the only place close to Hampton Roads is in Richmond.
Okay.
So you take your 8-hour pre-licensing course, and from there, after your pre-licensing course, then you are approved to start taking your test, your 3-part test.
Okay.
The next test is, like I said, 3 parts. You have advanced, general, and Virginia.
Okay.
Right, and so these are 3 separate tests that you have to take. Each test you have to pay for. Your 8-hour pre-licensing course is $100. Right. I don't recall the other prices for the other tests, but after your 8-hour pre-licensing course, you take your general, your advanced, and your Virginia test. There's 3 separate tests.
Okay.
Once you do that, then you are now qualified to actually take your specialty test.
Okay.
And so that's where you will gain your name, for the company.
Okay.
Whether it's electrical, plumbing, general, HVAC, or whatever it is.
Okay.
You would take a specialty test for that. And then once that's done, then you have to apply you have to fill out a application to apply to actually get your license.
Okay.
Knowing that, you definitely have to have paperwork included as far as workers' comp, business license, your local license, insurance, your bonds. If you can't show financial plans, $45,000 or more. And then from there, it's just pretty much sending the application in with the dues and waiting.
So now let me ask you this. Do you consider the fact that those things that you just mentioned sometimes can be a barrier to entry for people concerning the financial aspect of it?
Yes.
And okay. And then with that being said, can you please explain why you yourself decided to go ahead, for those that don't know, right, to go ahead and get yourself licensed for the ability to grow, okay? Because that's what we want to kind of get to, is that you went unlicensed for a while, you decided to go licensed, and each phase required a different level of commitment with studying, a different level of commitment with skill,
right,
and a different financial commitment on the front side.
Right.
Tell us about why the back side is so important is the question.
The backside
of getting completely licensed and having all your paperwork and documents in the contracting space.
So it's important because, for one, we're teaching 5 or 6 people right now. Right?
Okay.
And one of the most things that I do stress to them is making sure that they come out the gate with all their qualifications, right? Because the thing is everything we do, it doesn't cost, but it costs, right? And so for these guys that I'm teaching now, I let them know up front that it's an investment, right? But the reward to the investment outweighs the investment,
right?
And so initially going through your phase of getting your license, the test and everything. I mean, it's I would say on average, it's like a $2,500 to maybe $5,000 investment, right? Because you have to pay for your books, the test. If you fail the test, you have to pay again and retake it. As many times as you fail it or whatever. But knowing that, I also tell them that knowing that, right? If you start at a Class C, and this is where we started at, Class C, because it's the easiest class. Now in Class C, you only do your 8-hour pre-licensing course, and then you go straight to your specialty test.
Okay.
Right? So you don't have to take as many tests for the A. I mean, like the A and the B.
Okay.
Right? So they'll go for that. And like I tell them, with the Class C, the maximum you're able to take on per job is $10,000.
Okay.
Right? If you invest, right, and then get your Class C, right, 2 jobs, you didn't triple what you invested. You know what I'm saying? Doing it the right way.
Right.
Versus doing it unlicensed, and then you have to watch your back. You got to look over your shoulder, and you got to make sure everything is in line.
Right.
But then you can't pull permits.
Right.
You can't do certain jobs. You can't get certain jobs, bigger jobs, or create bigger jobs because you don't have a license.
Okay. Right. Okay. And so, also though, what we're trying to get to is the money part. So tell us about the money, because you like skipping all around. So we need to get to the money. So come on, you got to loosen up. Okay, this is flawless living made simple winning mindsets. We need you to loosen up. Okay, so what we asking you is, what we saying is, okay, is when you made that jump, okay, from being unlicensed, okay, just the initial first part, because we know you are now Class A. We know that you train. How many people are you training under you right now?
For the license part, it's about 6 right now.
Okay, 6. And then your company, when I met you, it was the we mentally, it was a mental we, right? Now it is a strong, a strong team. So what we looking at for your amount of normal guys you got on site?
So we have 13 everyday guys, and then we have about 10 subcontractors that we utilize.
Wow. See, I need to re-interview you. I need to re-interview you. You might do some stuff you ain't do before. That's
we
good.
We actually got a job. We're about to start next month in North Carolina.
Okay. All right. No, that's dope. That's dope. That's really good. So congratulations on that. That's a lot of growth. I'm telling you. That is a congratulations. So you
came a long way.
You came a long way. That's a long way. So now, however, what is, and this is what the point I want to make before I ask this next question. So you just said that overall, to become a contractor, okay, with a specialty, and then there are companies like yours, Out of My Enterprise, that will actually train a person to be a skilled contractor that has minimal to no training. Am I right? Okay. So minimal to no training, you get training, and then you invest $2,500 to $5,000. Now I know that in-state university is going to cost you anywhere from $6,000 to $9,000, depending on what school. I'm talking about my school, which everybody knows what that is. I'm not going to say. Or any of the local schools in state, and then out of state could go as much as $11,000 to $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year to earn a formal degree, BS, BA, and so on, right? So why though do you think that people are unwilling to go this route? Do you think there is a lack of good examples?
I don't think it's a lack of good examples, but it's not a lack of good examples. I say that because certain people don't have the resources to know. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then the main reason is financial. Mm-hmm. Because people, most people who mention, a $2,500, $5,000 investment, they get nervous.
Right.
Right? And then not too many people is, got $2,500, $5,000 sitting around, they can just invest.
Understood, but like you said, it takes time to get to that total $5,000. So I think the reason that I'm asking about the good examples is because, like you said, it's so many areas where they don't know, meaning that we know that being a contractor is obviously, for most jobs, it's going to be some hard physical labor work, right? Do you think that there is not enough men or people in the contractor space, because I don't want to just say men, because I myself am working towards being a contractor, a fully licensed one, and I know several amazing and powerful women contractors nationwide. So it is a space, a genderless space. Okay, you are welcome to do that and be that in a lot of areas. So definitely we don't want to short sight women. But what I'm saying is that, do you think that there is a lack of, like you said, people don't know, but do you think there's a lack of examples on what it really looks like meaning in our community?
Yes.
Because just like I just said, for you, in making that change from Class B to Class A, tell us what the earning potential is. Not necessarily, and let me say this, you own a company with 30 people, 30 companies and contractors under you. But when we're talking about a person going from Class B to Class A or Class C to Class B, what is their earning potential pre-opening their own company? What do you believe the earning potential is?
If they don't have a license?
No, license. Okay. If they are licensed, I'm saying for other people coming into, it doesn't matter. Okay. Class C, B, that's what I'm saying is that what we want to try to get to our viewers, because we're talking about good examples, right? Like, for example, I'm in real estate.
Right.
There are so many examples of freedom created, of a quality lifestyle, right? At any level, whether you like to hunt and hike, or whether you like to fly around, jet setting around in jets and yachts. There's plenty of examples of how to earn an amazing income, whether it's real, perception is reality, right? Of what that looks like. Whereas with contractors, you guys, what is the earning potential so that people can have an idea of what that looks like, right?
Oh, well, I mean, it's unlimited. Honestly, it just depends. It just depends on how you grow, and how you move. It just depends on your quality of work, and what you're able to bring in. But I mean, the amount you can make is unlimited.
Okay, so as a Class B contractor living in Virginia, if you hustle and work hard, how much in a year could you earn?
So Class B contractors, the cap for a Class B contractor is $750,000 for a year.
Okay, to earn.
So you can't
Okay.
go over that.
Okay.
Knowing that, you also have a cap for the amount you can take per job, which
Okay.
is $250,000.
Right.
I believe. Now for Class C, your cap for the year is $150,000.
Okay.
That's why you can't take on more than $10,000 per
Okay.
job.
Okay.
And for Class A, it's pretty much, it's not a cap, so it doesn't matter how much you make, it doesn't matter how much the job is.
Right. So on average, with a good company as a Class B contractor, right,
Mhm.
working for a company like such as yours, what is a person's earning potential for the year?
For the year, as a Class B, I would say probably around anywhere from $250,000 to $350,000.
Okay. Okay. And so, don't you think that more people would be interested in this job? Because that just made me say, you know what, I need to get that 20. So what I'm saying is that don't you think more people would be interested in this career if there was someone or some group? Because from my understanding, you guys are organizing some sort of. Did you want to talk about that? About the group that you guys are organizing?
So we have a group. We have a group of contractors that put together. We are known now as Hampton Roads Contractors.
Okay.
And pretty much we're all Class A general contractors. And we came together to help share the knowledge, right? Share the knowledge within the youth and the community.
Okay.
And because it's life changing. Once you know it and you can do it, it's life changing. You can change your family's life with this type of work.
Okay, absolutely.
Not only that, when you learn it, you can never forget it.
Right.
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 So,
like riding a bike.
right.
Okay.
And so we also partner with some youth organizations. Right now, we just hired 3 youth right now with us.
Awesome.
That we just brought aboard, and they're going to be working in North Carolina.
Okay.
And so we're teaching them how to, pretty much understand contracting, the skills, and also soft skills as well when they're out with us, as far as learning how to manage their money. We're talking about stocks, we're talking about saving, we're talking about, your credit,
Right.
So with us, it's more in depth on your personal development first, in your craft and your skills.
Okay.
Because we need you to have, the head of your shoulders.
Okay.
Before you have the skills.
Right. No, that's for sure. That's for sure. And I mean, that's the thing is that sometimes, as business owners ourselves, we always, I know for myself, I'm always looking to push forward the things that I was not taught. So that in order to make the path easier for someone behind me, I know that's always my primary goal, whether it be my children, whether it be in my business with my colleagues and our associates, all around. Like, that's always my mission, is to try to make the path easier for someone coming behind me, so that they can even go beyond me, right? Like, it's not, I think that's how we should be, is that we should be always paying it forward and always grateful for where we are in order to, because just like we just talked about, mentors push you forward. Mentors give you those little seeds, those little nuggets that allow you to keep on the path and to keep you encouraged. So there's just so many different things mentors can do. So that's great.
I'm going to piggyback off of it, right? Because that's another thing that we also, teach these youth that came aboard with us, right? And I just mentioned this to one of the youth guys the other day. Like I said, man, if I would have had somebody like me around me when I was your age, it would have worked out a lot smoother than it did, right? And I say that because, like I told y'all, I started with no license, right? But I also had to learn myself,
right?
Everything, right? So that means I took on a lot of depth to actually learn about everything I know to this point,
right?
And which got me, back then I was in debt with people you don't want to be in debt with,
Right, yeah.
just trying to figure stuff out.
Right.
You know, I didn't have a role model around me to teach me the business life.
Right.
So I had to learn on my own.
Right.
And so now we trying to show them how to do it without making the mistakes we had to make to learn it.
Yep, absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely. Yep, that's
we
powerful.
made a lot of mistakes to learn.
Right. No,
You
for
know,
sure.
and they weren't just free mistakes. They were really costly mistakes.
Right. Right.
So,
And you know what? And I will say, I think that a testament to that is that you are still a younger man. You haven't yet reached 40 years old. I mean, you're not even at what we would consider middle age. So with you having the ability to go through your entire career, moving forward to your own company, your own business, okay? It is like you were afforded the grace and ability to make the mistakes, even though it hurt you financially, right? Because I know for myself, with me and my business, with me starting so far along in my career, I was already 17 17 years in before I started this company, right? Now, that is not to negate mistakes because no one knows anything. We talk about this every week, and we just talked about it last week on that awesome episode. Go back and look at that one, okay? So always be learning, right? And so the thing is that that's not to say that me opening my company so far along in my career that I still haven't made mistakes or made missteps and things that I would possibly do different with no regret, right? It's just that I had the ability to have both mentors and one of the things my dad taught me and drilled into my head as a young girl was that wisdom is looking at others and deciding to not do it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yep.
And I know it was probably a better quote, flyer than that because he was a fly type of guy, but it was just like, it's so many things that I've been informed on by watching the people that were way ahead of me and the things that they did and the way that they moved. And most importantly, the way that they treated their clients. Whether it was superior or it was super subpar. I learned a lot about that. And so I just think it's dope that you were willing to take the risk, and really go through it. And now to have a company succeeding 12 years in. And then tell us the name again of the coalition so we're going to put this information below.
Hampton Roads Contractor Alliance.
Hampton Roads Contractor Alliance.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, this is FLMS Winning Mindsets. This is also, so far, a Black Contractors Alliance. Am I right?
Correct.
And although this is open to anybody because
children.
Yes, we just want to make sure you guys know as well that everything we are aware begins with us. And so we can grow in our own communities, right? We can expand and teach each other and be fair because I have people around me that do, as Black people, that do not trust Black business.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the reasons that I wanted Tony on today was to lift up a younger person that is making so much headway in this community as a contractor in business for over a decade, right? That is representative of the quality of business that we as Black people can provide for us and for all communities. It's kind of like when we think about the businesses that we know closest to us, okay? And the businesses that we do business with that are Black businesses, overwhelmingly, most people I talk to, that's a good experience. So we cannot allow outside of ourselves to keep making it seem like that we don't have great businesses in our communities, right? The alliance that Tony has formed with these other amazing contractors, they all also have amazing businesses with great reputations, quality, and care for their clients and the ultimate result of whatever that client is desiring, needing, and paying for, right? So I just wanted to just give a moment for that because I know that you were super, super nervous and kept putting me off to get on this show. And so I want to make sure I give you some flowers today for coming on because you deserve it. And I have watched you grow your reputation. I've watched you grow your business. And I know you got to get back out there on the road and get to it because you got the guys out there working all over town. So, but I just appreciate you coming on today. What do you want the Hampton Roads community and the community at large, because I know you're watching over there in Australia. Okay, hey, Australia. Yay. Woo. That is Arizona too. We did have some viewers from Arizona. So, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I saw that, those Australian people. So like and subscribe, okay? No matter where you are in the world. We are talking about winning mindsets. Guys, like and subscribe, okay? We need to get to 1,000 subscribers, okay? And you see that I'm still working my own lights. Come on, get me to 1,000 subscribers, okay? Get me to 1,000. This was a great episode. What do you want the community to know about Out of My Enterprise, about you, Tony West? Anything, last thoughts that you'd like to share with the community, to you, whatever?
I just want everybody to know that, you know, we can be trusted. You know, a lot of people fear contractors. It was just a news clip on the news the other day about a couple that lost thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I know you tell me.
By a contracting company. And we just want to set the bar to let people know that, you know, you can't trust certain contractors. You know, just do due diligence and check them out first. But if all else fails, call Out of My Enterprise. We're here for you. We're for the people. We're not trying to take your money, run off on your money. We're here to train people and actually have skilled workers with us. So, you know, we're here to uplift you. We're not here to just take money out of your pocket. You know, we care about our work thoroughly.
Okay, so you know what? That's not my last question because you just brought up something that I do and I think would be great to leave on, which is, what would you consider due diligence for a potential client, right?
Mm-hmm.
That does not, because most people that we talk to, you know, in our business, you're meeting the people as potential clients, and I'm meeting the people as potential clients and customers, and they don't know contractors, right? Right. So when you're looking for a contractor and you've been recommended a contractor, because word of mouth, we know referrals, we love referrals. Love referrals. What would you suggest as due diligence on that? What would, as a contractor yourself, how would you say, hey, client, to protect yourself, customer, to protect yourself, here's some ways that you can see if we're good?
Definitely depot. Definitely check and make sure they have a license.
Okay.
Right? And not just make sure they have a license,
Mm-hmm.
make sure it's active.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then make sure they don't have any scars on the license. You know? Also, you know, check references.
Mm-hmm.
You know, definitely check references. Check reviews, you know, check their websites, you know, check their photographs, the video, you know, check and see around, you know, how people talking about the company.
Okay.
You know, I would definitely do that.
And so would you say, because I know, you know, and I'm asking these questions because I know more like the inside, so I'm trying to get y'all the outside answers. Okay, so like let's say, you know, a stranger called and said, hey, you know, we would like an estimate for a backpack, okay? Mm-hmm. And then you and your team or whomever you send out goes out and does the estimate, right?
Mm-hmm.
How long is that estimate good for them to have the turnaround to say, okay, I choose you? Like, how long do you anticipate once you give an estimate for them to actually say, hey, how long is it good for?
Yeah, our estimates all good for 30 days.
Okay.
Right? After 30 days, we need to re-estimate.
Okay.
Right? Because whether people believe or not, material prices fluctuate.
Yes.
Right? And
yes,
without us knowing sometimes.
Yes, no, they do.
You know, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
we sneak that in. So, we, you know, after every 30 days, we need to re-estimate.
Okay. All right, and the reason I ask that is because that means that you have time. Like, I know a lot of times when I'm working with my clients, we have our contractors. Like, our company offers contractors of every caliber in every area of residential repair, update, replace, and build, right? We know and have licensed contractors that do that. However, clients are not always wanting to go with our contractors, right? So when we're desiring estimates, this is your period as a client or customer to do the due diligence, right? You have 30 days. So 30 days from the time that you receive those 2 or 3 estimates, do the due diligence. Check into the references. Ask for the reference list when they come by for the estimate so that then they can send the reference list along with the estimate. So we just wanted to give you a few of those tips in order to ensure that you're getting good contractors, because I work with plenty of properties that are sold, and then I come in on the property management side and the home is a new rehab and it's not truly rehabbed. And so there are a lot of things that we want to make sure that you guys are watching out for in choosing great companies. And again, Tony, thank you so much for coming on. All Tony's contact information concerning Out of My Enterprise, their social medias, their websites, and even the coalition information and where you can contact to find more about that, and needing mentors, right? If you're needing a mentor and you're a youth, age what?
Right now we take, so in the summertime we'll be taking younger, as far as anywhere from 12 to 16.
Okay.
But right now we're just doing 18 and up.
Okay, 18 and up, and then in the summer the youth programs will start.
Right.
So what we'll do is we'll be sure to swoop around and make sure to throw on that promo once you guys get that link active.
Right.
All right. All right. Well, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining, and thank you for watching episode 14.
14.
Woo! Flawless living made simple. Winning mindset. You guys have an amazing and blessed week, and thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and see you soon. Bye.